Ndị be anyị ekene m unu. Asụkwa m ka echiri ya zelo. Once again, good morning, good afternoon, good night. It depends your time and your location. You are joining us today at Eastern News 24, where we give to you the latest news on what is happening in Biafra land. Alright, dịka o si na-adị, anyị ga-agbapụ na ọsọ n'ife anyị welu n'ụbọchị nke taa. Ya bụ ozi na-eje n'ugbu a bụ the update, the whole things that happen at Supreme Court of Nigeria about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu court case. Get to Ofuma. The lawyer, the lead counsel, San Mike Ezekume, explained to the Biafrans what really transpired. If Emeka say no, understand, and the hope for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released on May 11th, 2023. All right, over to you, sir.
Against the federal government and struck out 8 of the 15 counts in April 2022. Nnamdi Kanu was dissatisfied. We were dissatisfied. On his behalf, we approached the Court of Appeal, Abuja, to strike out the remaining 7 counts. And the Court of Appeal Abuja agreed with us after the arguments between us and the federal government that there was no basis retaining the remaining 7 counts of the 15 charge. And they also dismissed or struck out the remaining 7 counts. And guess what? They made a far-reaching pronouncement. Not only did they discharge Nnamdi Kanu on the counts, they also prohibited further detention of Nnamdi Kanu and also prohibited his being tried on the same charges of the same matter. So Nnamdi Kanu, from that 13th of October 2022, when the Court of Appeal delivered its epochal judgment, Nnamdi Kanu became a free man. A responsible and responsive government should just have opened the DSS doors for Nnamdi Kanu to go home a free man, to go and take care of his rapidly deteriorating head. You know what the federal government did? They came before the same Court of Appeal, but another panel this time, to argue for a stay of execution. And the Court of Appeal granted that stay of execution. So the court was staying the execution of the liberty of a citizen, which the same court had already told to go free. So we filed an appeal against that order for stay of execution and also cross-appealed against their main appeal. These things have been going on since October. What would the federal government, what do they normally do? They will file documents at the Supreme Court here. They will undertake to serve us, the respondent. They will hide the documents. They will not serve us. They did that in November last year. It was when we went to the court in January this year to try to facilitate the hearing of the appeal that we discovered that they had filed a motion for extension of time since November last year, which they suppressed. Everything, as all the delays, both at the Federal High Court, the Court of Appeal, and the Supreme Court, have always been actuated and activated and propelled and instigated by the federal government, because they never wanted Nnamdi Kanu to be tried. They never wanted the appeals to be heard. They are satisfied with simply keeping Nnamdi Kanu perpetually in the gulag. That's all they have been doing. And to buttress what I'm saying, only last night, yesterday, one at 2:39 p.m. and last night at 6:25 p.m., they served us further documents, further court processes, which have again necessitating us today taking an adjournment. But in order not to fall into their cheap trap and to escape their cheap entrapment. What we have done today is to say all those funny and phony motions you have been filing. We want extension of time to file additional grounds. We are not opposing all of them. Let all of them go in. Let us go into the main appeal. So the main appeal, by the grace of God, has been adjourned to the 11th of May 2023, which is just less than 2 weeks, or about 2 weeks from now. So that what we have done now, they have been running, but they have no hiding place. We have boxed them into a corner now to say, let us hear this main appeal. So the Supreme Court has given them 6 days today, up to Thursday next week, up to Wednesday next week, to file their appellant's brief. We will also file a respondent's brief. We also have a cross appellant's brief, a cross respondent's brief to their main appeal, which has also been adjourned. And when we get to the bridge on that 11th, we will take all in one fell swoop by the grace of God. So I think the trials and tribulations of Nnamdi Kanu, by the special grace of God Almighty, will come to an end. As soon as soonest, as soon as yesterday.
All right, thank you, Biafrans, for your time in this particular audio of what trespass against the federal government and Nnamdi Kanu court case in Supreme Court of Nigeria. Then I want to put some talks or analysis on it. See, you cannot beat a child and tell that child not to cry. Things are falling apart and things are getting out of hand. The same court of appeal of appeals court, as in second to the highest court in Nigeria, was discharged Nnamdi Kanu unconditional, discharged and acquitted. Instead of Jidekwe Nnamdi Kanu, now took a walk to file another new count charge against him. Okife Genesi na na ajụkwa ajụjụ. Akwa ife aka onye megide si na ndị Biafra ebugo egbe. Agbasisi olodi na ebugo egbe bụ obodo no ya. Akwụrụ furu ife na-eme na Sudan now. Mpiti na-ekwe na Sudan now. And the Nigeria common ime ife kwesịrị ime obey the law of judiciary. Executive are not control the law. And the man executive equity not control the judiciary, because the judiciary is an independent body all over. But in Nigeria, it was not so. It was not so, because the court of appeal have already discharged Nnamdi Kanu. Why is Nigerian government still holding him? That is the point. Ladies in here, unelizir on here. Emekata ife akata ụmụazị kịta anụ na pesawa everywhere na asị kịta na Biafrans bụ terrorist. But for bụ ihe chọrọ ime that thing ka ọ pụta for reality. Because if engineer ekwu ihe akịta bụ ozugbo ka audio, the world should keep record of this thing that is happening. That on 22 of October 2022, ka court grant Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditional release and discharged and acquitted. Up till now, you are still holding this young man without any trial till date. Okay, appeal court raised the issue yesterday, being I think 28. For I joined it to May 11th. Kiyibu problem federal government. Kiyibu the problem. So I use this opportunity to call the federal government to release Nnamdi Kanu unconditional.